You were quiet, so they thought you were weak. You were humble, so they assumed you were invisible. But you were never either. You were the storm in silence, the prophecy in plain sight, the anointed one walking among the unaware. And now the moment has arrived, when the hidden becomes revealed, when the overlooked becomes undeniable. They didn't see you coming, but destiny never lost sight of you. People tried to ignore your light. Some even feared it. Others tried to replicate it, but none could contain it, because that light was never meant to flicker. It was meant to ignite nations. Watch this video through to the conclusion, chosen one, since it contains a message that will confirm your following season. To energize the cosmos with your faith, write 777 and leave your best wishes in the comments section. You are so near to your moment that you are unaware of it. Select one now, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's get started. They anticipated that you would be finished by now. They expected your name to fade, your passion to wane, and your aspirations to dry away. But they overlooked the fact that oil only flows more forcefully under pressure. It never expires. And that's what you've been under. Divine pressure to mold you into something remarkable rather than to break you. You've changed from who you were. For the future version of you to emerge, the previous one had to shatter. You're now carrying a tale that has been refined by fire, something bigger than they could have ever dreamed. You were being concealed. You were never forgotten. You were being diverted. You were never turned away. And now, selected one, the quiet is about to become so loud that even your adversaries will have to stop and listen. In chapters of suffering, perplexity, perseverance, and development, your narrative has been writing itself. But glory is the next chapter. It's the ascent. It's the moment that clarifies why the wait was longer than necessary, why the betrayal had to hurt, and why the delay occurred. The way you shine with elegance, the way your mission becomes clear like the dawn, the way doors that were before bolted shut open. You will astonish them not with retaliation, but with revelation. When they see you, they will sense the weight of everything that you have overcome. Because your achievement will be indisputable and your ascension will be too loud to ignore. The same people who question you will be replaying your name in amazement, not because you said anything to prove yourself. You're going to be the unsaid miracle that people talk about behind closed doors, the one who persevered, the one who walked with dignity despite silent scars, the one who returned stronger. You've entered spaces where you were unseen, and now you'll enter spaces where people will be unable to ignore the energy you bring. Boardrooms, prayer circles, interviews, and private discussions will all be used to tell your story. You'll be the proof of what occurs when fire and favor clash. To be clear, they didn't believe you would live. Some even anticipated your downfall. However, paradise was waiting for you to return, and you refused to give up. Despite feeling the weight, you remained upright. You rose louder even if you sobbed softly. Yes, you tripped, but you continued to go ahead. And now, every single second of that will contribute to your ascent, since elevation is recognition, not chance. Destiny is telling you, I saw everything, and now it's time to reward the endurance. This is your moment, not a borrowed one, not a fortuitous event, but a divinely orchestrated realization of your full potential. You're becoming great, not simply stepping into it. You are living proof that there was a reason behind every closed door, quiet season, and lonesome prayer. You were being developed, not forgotten. The world cannot ignore the fruit that will soon be produced by that formation. To share the love of the angels, write Amen and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. Remain grounded, choose one. Remain concentrated. You are in confirmation rather than competition. This increase was not negotiated, it was guaranteed. This blessing is not borrowed, it is inherited. People who didn't see the vision don't need to hear your explanation. To those who made fun of the procedure, you owe them nothing. Let your narrative speak for itself. Let your brightness speak for itself. Let your excellence serve as the announcement, because what follows will not only make you feel better, but also validate all of your silent sacrifices. It will celebrate each instance in which you put discipline ahead of comfort, faith ahead of uncertainty, and purpose ahead of enjoyment. You're being raised because you've gotten ready, not because you're being hoisted at random. The version of you that was forged in the shadows, the one who walks with confidence, clarity, and composed strength, the one that astonishes the world with impact rather than noise, is about to be revealed. Hold your head high then. Continue to move. Avoid becoming distracted by the noise. You're entering a phase when recognition follows you and favor pours in like a flood. You already have a tremendous presence, so keep your peace. The promise is being revealed, so keep up your pace. Don't hurry things. You are about to be crowned in public by the same hands that held you in secret. And don't be shocked when it occurs, when the shock waves of your tale reverberate across places that previously turned you away. Simply smile. You were always aware that this day would arrive. You were always aware that the increase would come. The world will now be aware as well. You are no longer living your life in secret, chosen one. On your behalf, the skies have already started to divide. The only thing you believed was being delayed was preparation. There were gatherings when your name was called out in places where your feet had not yet touched. Silently, plans were established, and favor, not hard work, brought doors together. Everything that was said in the spiritual world is now poised to be shouted in the physical world. They will now praise what they previously disregarded, since every page of your tale is laced with unquestionable grandeur. To share the love of the angels, write Amen, and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. The version of you that is going to rise is not the one they last saw. You are no longer defined by the chapter they left you at. You were undergoing a profound metamorphosis as others went on. Supposing you were finished, you were creating an inside structure that would withstand any storm. While others sought influence, you were cultivating your character. While others chased surface, you were solidifying. And you're going to soar to heights they can't fathom, because to your strong base. Your accomplishment will speak for itself. You don't have to yell. Not because the place changed, but because you changed. You will be treated like a king or queen when you enter places that formerly turned you away. People who used to make fun of you will come across you again and fail to see the light on your face. They'll notice that your voice is higher. In your presence, they will sense the assurance. The room will already know who you are, so you won't have to tell them. Divine reversal is what this is. Heaven created this narrative twist while you were still recovering. Though you were not forgotten, you were in the background. You were never out of alignment, but you were out of sight. Alignment is currently evolving into acceleration. What used to take years will now be completed in a matter of months. There will be connections that come with no justification. Without any effort, opportunities will present themselves. Nothing will be able to stop the swelling tide of kindness that is coming your way, and favor will lay on your shoulders like a cloak. How did it happen so fast? They may ask, but you'll know it wasn't. It was simply finally. At last, everything is coming together. At last, doors are opening. People are now realizing how deep you've always been. It's not new to you, but it is new to them. You were constantly aware of the strength inside you. You were always aware that your suffering was worthwhile. You were always aware of the sacredness of your quiet. All you needed to do was wait for the appropriate time, and it has now come. To share the love of the angels, write Amen, and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. It's different, something about your presence now. It is heavy. History is carried by it. Because this power was developed through tears, prayers, and personal choices that no one else can ever comprehend, it has depth that cannot be manufactured. The limited path was your choice. The lonely evenings were your choice. Heaven is now picking you because you put the task ahead of the present. And hear me out. Achievement isn't the only goal. It's more than simply material wealth or prestige. It has to do with how your tale will be received. You will be the one who restores someone else's faith. You'll be the catalyst for a hidden soul to finally take control of their destiny. For others who have given up on themselves, your testimony will be the spark that ignites their fires. It is you who demonstrates that fate postpones but never rejects. Because it aligns with your heart, this elevation will make you feel good in addition to looking beautiful. It reflects your development. It captures all you had to go through. You're mending, not simply ascending. You're being honored, not simply acknowledged. The world will be shocked by your accomplishment, but also by your spirit, the way you handle everything with dignity, humility, and power that doesn't need praise. Remain grounded. When it's necessary, keep quiet. Let your movements do the talking. As the chosen one, you were being watched in every season, even when you were invisible. Let your fruit speak, because your life is becoming the loudest message of all, a message that screams, God is real. Favor is real. Timing is real, and so is the rise of the ones who were overlooked. The revelation that places you just where you were supposed to be, on the stage of destiny, on the throne of restoration, is finally arriving. The proper eyes were watching. It was because you planned for it, not because you forced it. And you're unstoppable because of your preparedness. Let them speculate as to how it occurred. Let them wonder what went wrong. Let them make assumptions. Your tale will speak for itself, and what it says will be indisputable, so you don't need to elaborate. You were picked, ready, concealed, polished, and now exposed. They believed that the last time they saw you struggle was when your narrative stopped. They believed that suffering would turn into a prison. They were unaware, however, that suffering turned become your passport. You didn't remain there. You quietly changed, developed, and grew. You went up without a cheer. And now you are going to re-enter the story as a winning force of divine purpose, not as a victim or even as a survivor. And the world will be unable to express its feelings when that reappearance occurs. This is a coronation, not just a resurgence. This is a miraculous leap that will dispel everyone's doubts about you. It's not merely another stride ahead. And you'll grin knowing that the secret was always inside of you, even while others rush to discover it. It was buried deep inside you, hidden by quiet and refined seasons, but it was never forgotten. It only required time to reach maturity, and it has finally done so. You are now ripe with presence, insight, and power. Spaces change as you enter them, not because of ego, but rather because of essence. Something has changed in your energy, and it's magnetic. What used to ignore you is now getting closer. What used to avoid you is now looking for your light. Once underappreciated, you are now remembered. Feel it. The air is different around you. Your movement now causes the atmosphere to respond. When someone walks with power that was gained via fire, this is what occurs. You are more than just another success story. You are a symbol, a reminder that divine timing is always perfect, that faith without acknowledgement may still accomplish great things, and that quiet is not a sign of surrender, but rather a tactic. They'll question how you persevered. They'll question how you managed to withstand so much without cracking. In actuality, you did break. You just did not remain broken. You used strands of hope to sew your soul back together. Even though it shook in your hands, you clung to your faith. Despite the storms life threw at you, you showed up every day. And that choice has led you here, day after day, to this new reality, to this moment of astonishment when the story turns around in your favor. In this chapter, everything that was used against you turns into the platform that supports you. The deceptions, betrayals, and failures are now evidence rather than burdens. Evidence that you are stronger than everything that attempted to silence you, and that your continued existence is not accidental, but rather the result of divine plan. You're not just living the narrative anymore. You're writing it. And what you write will provide hope to other people who believe their story was finished as well. They'll be amazed with your progress. They'll make an effort to comprehend the change, but it won't make sense since favor is never rational. The point is that you are not the product of a formula. Rather, you are the product of trust, divine orchestration, journeying through pain, remaining in solitude, and becoming while no one else was looking. The good news is that you're just beginning. The magnificence that has been developing inside you is just starting to be unveiled. More favor, more innovations, and more alignment are on the horizon. Additionally, it's a reward for who you've become rather than what you've done recently. Your spirit has changed. You've changed. You're not a little person. We don't forget you. You are a living example of what occurs when someone perseveres in their calling when everything else fails. With the calm fire of someone who understands that they were fashioned in quiet for a public triumph, go confidently today. You don't need retribution. You don't need approval. Something more potent already exists in you, revelation. Now you are aware of who you are. It takes time, and you know why. You understand why they were unable to notice it before. You no longer need to persuade anybody since you already know. You are now in the becoming phase, having moved past the proving phase. Let them speak. Give them a chance to guess. Allow them to relive the past. You no longer reside there. You are no longer walking in memory, but in vision. Your future is guiding you rather than your past haunting you. You have concentrated energy. Your heart is safe. Your presence is becoming prophetic, and your spirit is radiant. The shift is you. The sign is you. It is you who enters the room and transforms it. Therefore, don't be shocked when invites begin to flow in, when your phone rings from individuals who used to dismiss you, when platforms that used to reject you open, or when you get support from unexpected sources. When divine timing and divine preparedness come together, you are now totally, completely, and unashamedly ready. You don't have to shrink back. There's no need to conceal your light. Glow, selected one. Give them a graceful shock. With intent, stun them. Motivate them consistently. Above all, never move in shame, but rather in quiet when needed. You are different, and your narrative is meant to serve as a reminder to the world that beauty can emerge from ashes and that tenacity may lead to grandeur. What awaits you, chosen one, is not arbitrary. Rather, it is respectful. It is revered. As you walk, hallowed earth appears under your feet. You are entering a place that was sculpted by heavenly purpose rather than by human hands. And from now on, every action you perform will have purpose. Your path is now topped with purpose rather than anguish. You're being acknowledged, not only for what you've accomplished, but also for what you've been through and still choose to become. Allow this fact to sink in. Your tale is transformative, not merely inspiring. People will be moved not just emotionally, but also spiritually, as they will realize they can advance too after seeing your progress. You have been selected not just for success, but also for revelation, for reflecting something more than desire, for shining as a beacon of fortitude, healing, and divine planning. Greatness doesn't always come loudly. You've borne seasons of quiet, but now the loudness of truth is amplifying your voice. It's not a loud or forced truth, but a resonant one that resonates across timelines and stays in rooms long after you've left. Sometimes it comes healed. The fact that you didn't just ascend, but rose fully, is what most surprises them. Your monetary benefits won't be the source of their astonishment. That's just the surface. Since the version of you they once knew sought approval, this version of you seeks alignment, and alignment always leads to abundance. The true all will come from your calmness, your calm authority, your response without reaction, and your composure even during celebration. This next season will be full of firsts. First confirmations that you were always called, first invites to rooms you once longed to enter, and first looks at the fruit that blossomed from the soil of your patience. And when it starts, it will flood rather than trickle. Since you've become internally unstoppable, the external shift is forced to react since the momentum is growing within rather than externally. Because it was created just for you, this prize cannot be taken, duplicated, or sabotaged. In order to give your breakthrough enduring power, your tale was filled with deliberate conflicts.